swear, if someone watched this video and someone had to guess like who went through chemo 2 days ago, they'd be like, that one, that's her.
Stop. You're crazy.
It was just a rough day, everybody. That's all. You need to be on like Real Housewives, like having lunch, and I'm the gardener. So you just did your first chemo treatment
I did.
2 days
So,
ago.
yeah, and I'm 5 weeks out from my mastectomy tomorrow.
Oh, nice. You know
So,
what? So
what?
in 2 days, I will be 3 years out from my mastectomy.
Really?
Mhm.
Like, it doesn't feel like it's been that long.
Yeah, 3 years.
That's so crazy. Yeah, the 5 weeks, honestly, like, it went by really fast.
Yeah.
Um, because I think you're still just doing, well, one, like at the beginning, you're just kind of tired and sleepy and time just kind of goes on without you. But
Mhm.
then after that, you're back to just like doctor appointment, this, that, and another. So it just like zooms by.
Yeah.
Um, I have to go somewhere like 3 or 4 days a week
Hmm.
and I'm an hour away from everything. So it's like, it definitely makes time pass. But yeah, so I also got my PET scan results back. So when they gave me the results, I wasn't very thrilled about it. It did show that one of my lymph nodes up in my neck lit up. So we decided that we're not going to biopsy it though, because it doesn't change my treatment plan. And I'm already tired of just being poked and prodded at. And unless it's going to change, my prognosis or my treatment, it's kind of like, what's the point? Yeah, I would like to know for sure. But the oncologist seemed pretty sure in herself that it probably was cancer. Also had a couple of things in my lungs show up, but nothing that she's concerned about whatsoever. She'll monitor them, as we go through everything, but she seemed zero concerned about it and just seemed to think that it was some environmental stuff. Like we probably all have stuff going on in different places like that.
Hmm.
And it was very small. So, yeah, I started chemo on what day was that? Tuesday. I'm not even sure what day it is right now. Thursday? Today's Thursday. Yeah. Um, so yeah, that was definitely the whole process of it wasn't as bad as I had envisioned, I guess. I was very, very anxious going into it because the chemo is the thing that really had me the most upset about this whole situation. Surgery is a surgery. I know what to expect from that, but just the unknown of the chemo, I think, was the most fearful thing, and probably still is because I'm only on day 3 and I don't know what's going to be coming these next few days. I know it's going to be most likely worse than what it is right now.
But so far,
Um,
so you went in and so far you just feel tired, right?
so far, the only things that have come up for one, I mean, tiredness for sure. Like I could probably lay down right now and go to sleep. Um, but instead, I went outside, sat in the sun for about 10 minutes. I'm not sitting out there long because I know the chemo is like going to wreck my skin
Mhm.
and make me burn easily. But I just wanted to get out. It was so nice. So I went out there and sat for like 10, 15 minutes with my puppy, but very, very tired. I have had a little bit of nausea, but I took the medicine immediately because I don't want it to get ahead of me. And little headache, little indigestion, little achiness, but that's really it. I just feel like I'm getting sick. Like, you know how you feel when you're about to get the flu? That's the only way I think I can describe it. It's like you can feel something's coming on, but don't just not real sure about it.
Yeah. I'll be interested to see what days are the worst for you. I think I told you. I think they tell you most of the time your worst days are 3 through 5, I think is what they
Mhm.
say. Mine were later. Mine were like days 5 through 7
Well, and
ish.
I'm like, is today day 3 or is tomorrow day 3? Like, do you start counting the day after chemo or your chemo day?
I
So I think
think
it's the day after would
I
make
think
more
it's
sense
the day
to me.
after that they
Just,
start.
yeah,
Hmm. And so I
because
don't remember. I wish that I could remember for you, but
I
I
am writing everything down.
oh
Everything.
good. I didn't. I
I'm
didn't
writing
say
down
anything.
what medicine I'm taking what day, what I'm doing, what activity, what I'm eating.
That's
Um,
awesome.
I do a lot of like alternative stuff that, if any of this stuff does work for me, I do want to share at some point. I don't want to yet because if it doesn't work, then who really cares?
Mm.
Um, but I'm doing a lot of things to try to help prevent a lot of the symptoms that
So I know for one
come
thing,
in.
she's doing the cold capping to try and
Mhm.
prevent some hair loss. And they also are making her do the thing we talked about before, the flippers. And I'm going
Gosh.
to put on here the picture of you from
Yes.
Tuesday with your cold cap on and your flippers. It looked pretty miserable, but you were in good spirits. So
So
that's
yeah, just kind of to outline my chemo day, I wrote a few things down here. So, went in, the very first thing I had to do was I took a shower before I left,
mm,
in hopes that my hair would still be a little bit damp when I got there. So you have to go in and wet your head down, just the top part where your hair touches your scalp. And then you take conditioner that they give you and you put that on it and you just really slick your hair back really good. I've been told just to use a wide tooth comb now, so just did it with that just because it's more gentle on your scalp. And then you put the cold cap on. So I'm going to take a video of me doing it the next time, but I didn't really know what I was doing the first time to take the video. So now I do. But
oh, we
yeah,
do have pictures.
yeah, we do have pictures. So I'm using what's called the Paxman system. There's several different systems out there, but this one is actually kind of they do it for you.
Mhm.
So I don't have to bring a cooler in with all my cold caps, with all the dry ice, with all those things. Because in those situations, you have to change those caps like every 25 minutes. You have to be really careful about frostbite on your ears, on your scalp, like everything. So when they said that they had the system there, I was like, okay, I'll do it.
Yeah.
Because I had completely decided against it because I was like, I cannot mentally do that other thing. Like
Yeah.
if I'm responsible for that on top of the other stuff, I'm not
Yeah.
gonna do it.
And that's why I chose not
Yeah.
to, because when I started looking into it and they're like, get some dry ice and you have to get like a infrared like thermometer to keep the readings and you might get frostbite. I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna just shave my head.
That's where I was at
It's
too. I was like,
fine.
nope, like a wig is cool. Like
Yeah.
I'm good. But once they started talking to me about this, and this is actually ends up being a little bit cheaper too, the system,
Oh, good.
because you don't have to buy the dry ice every time. You don't have to do all these things because dry ice is like $100 a pop, I
Yeah.
guess, when you're doing it. So yeah, you put on like this cap. It looks like a brain at first, and
Mhm.
they hook you up to the system that kind of like circulates through. And then they put another cap on top of that to like really tighten it down. And there's a strap that goes around your chin. It's ridiculous. And I will say the first 15 minutes were absolutely terrible. And I was regretting every decision I had made about it. I
Mhm.
was like, if this doesn't get any better, like I'm out. Like I am not doing this again. Like I can't. But after about, I guess, 20 minutes, you really don't feel anything anymore. Like
Yeah.
you're so numb that it's a little uncomfortable, but only because it's tight, not because of the cold.
Mhm.
So I tried doing like a headband over my ears and across my forehead this last time. I think it actually made it worse. So I have some other little tricks up my sleeve that I'm going to try this next time to make it a little bit more comfortable.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what I did when I first went in. And while I was doing that, you have to do a pre-cooling. So you have to do 30 minutes before you even start your chemo.
Okay.
So, but during that time, they just gave me my pre-med. So it wasn't like extra
Mhm.
time, I guess, that I had to be there. So yeah. So then my chemo, the first round is oh good grief, what is it, Amber?
Taxotere?
Taxotere. So that is the one that they want you to cold glove and cold sock with. I think I brought those little things down here. So I left my actual gloves there this time, so I don't have to take a cooler back. So that's one less thing I have to pack in there. But yeah, it's just like little ice packs that slide into these socks and into gloves, like little mittens. But same thing, the mittens were terrible. I'm not gonna lie about it. Like that was terrible. The feet I found more tolerable. I left them on the entire time.
Mhm.
But the hands I took on and off quite a bit. And I'm also taking a supplement that's supposed to help with the nerves. Um, and I was just like, I can't do this. And the lady, the nurse, she was like, most people can't. So she's like, just do what you can. And she's like, some is better than none.
Mhm.
And you're kind of trapped because I sent you that picture. I'm just like, what do
Yeah.
I do? So before I started it, I put on like a Netflix show um, to try to get through it. But that was for an hour that I did that. And then I did the carboplatin for 30 more minutes, but I didn't have to wear those during that. So I tolerated everything okay, no reactions. They looked at me when I walked in and they're like, oh God, redheads always have reactions to this. And I was like, what? Like, cool. It's good news,
Sorry,
but I didn't. So
what did you say? No, and then she told me too that they don't give you the Benadryl anymore.
no,
That was the
only
best part of it. Just because
so yeah, at first I was
there.
a little disappointed, but I've had IV Benadryl before and I really hated it.
Yeah,
Um, I don't like how it just I didn't like how it made me feel so out of control.
yeah.
Um,
Now, see, I was fine with such because I did not want to be there. So when they gave that to me in my IV, I was like, cool, man,
let's
whatever.
do
It
this.
just made me feel like I was not nervous anymore. That helped. I think it helped. But they also give you like, did they give you Ativan too?
No,
I think they gave me like a nerve pill, like not
I mean,
actual like
I can see
nerve.
where
I think
like
they gave
you're
you
also a little
some.
bit more anxious human than I am. Um, but I was looking forward to it in a way just to get a good nap
Yeah.
because I was just anxious. But they didn't give me any of that. They did give me two nausea meds up front.
Mhm.
I can't even remember what they are because I've never heard of them, but they're like heavy hitters that last for like 48 to 72 hours. So
Good.
I
And
was happy about that.
they gave you the oral steroids that you had to take beforehand, right?
Yeah, I took those for what the day before, day of,
Yeah. And
and
the day after.
yesterday
Mhm.
I'm through with them now.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, and those did not keep me awake like I assumed that they would.
Mhm.
I've really been sleeping pretty darn good. I get up like once and go to the bathroom and I'm back to sleep because they did give me Zyprexa.
Mhm.
So that's actually like a bipolar medication that people take, but I didn't know, but it helps with nausea too. And it does have a little bit of a sedative effect to it. So I definitely have been sleeping
Good.
really. That was
Good.
the thing I was worried about. I was like, if I don't sleep, I'm going to be absolutely crazy.
Yeah.
So
But
yeah, after the carboplatin though, then I had to sit there for another hour and a half because of the cold capping. So typically during this time, I would have gotten my anti-HER2, the what is it,
Perjeta.
Herceptin and Perjeta, but now they've combined it into one injection that you get in your thigh. It takes about 5 minutes. Like it sucks just a little bit, but it really wasn't terrible. So usually I would do that during that hour and 30, but I didn't have to. They just gave me my shot. So I just had to sit there. But after I'm through with chemo, this will be such a time saver for me just to go in and get my shot because I have to do that one for a year.
Mhm.
Um, so yeah, so I can just go in and take it and go to work instead of having to sit there for half a day just to get the HER2 treatment.
Now there is a shot that you have to take afterwards, right? So there was a
Mhm.
shot that I did, but I don't think your insurance covers it. They just put it on my arm, kind of like I see people who have diabetes, I think they have
Yeah,
that arm shot. So mine was, I think it's called On Pro or On something.
it's
On
new.
my
New
arm.
Lasta is what I'm taking.
Yes, new Blasta, right?
Lasta with a
Oh,
L. Yeah.
I thought it was
Um,
new Lasta. It's the same thing that I did, and it makes your body produce like white blood cells. So,
it helps your body produce the neutrophils starting about 24 hours after you have chemo. They don't give it to you before that because the chemo will just continue to kill the cells and you'll do it for nothing.
yeah.
So yeah, they do that. You got to do the patch, which was what I was assuming I was going to do because that's just what I know about.
Hmm.
Well, insurance said no. No, Amanda, you don't get to do this. You get to come back into the office 3 days in a row. So, um, my doctor, after she found out I was a nurse, she was like, "Oh, like you can just give this to yourself." And I was like, "Cool, like I'm down." But then my husband went to go pick up the shot and they were like, "Pay me $5,000, please." And I was like, "You are not paying them that. Like that is not an optional experience here. I
No.
will come back tomorrow and we'll try to get it figured out before the next one."
Mhm.
So yeah, I went in and did that yesterday.
Yeah. Now, has it made you achy? It made my bones kind of ache. And I don't remember exactly when the achiness started with it, but if it's immediately, if it's 24 hours, but I do know that that would make me achy. And again, it makes sense because it's making your bones and bone marrow kind of create those white blood cells. But they had me take Claritin to try to
Mhm.
combat that, which again, you would ask me if it worked, and I was like, I don't know because I don't know anything different. I've never had it with or
Right. You
without
didn't not
Claritin.
take it one
Yeah,
cycle
I
and
just
find
thought,
out that it was worse. And I'm
yeah.
not going to test that either.
Mhm.
I did have some really weird like knee aches last night, which I thought like not my normal. So I just put a heating pad on them and it was fine. So it wasn't anything too bad, but I don't think it really kicks in for about 24,
Okay.
30 hours or something like that. So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah.
But that heating pad last night was definitely my friend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But so far, I mean, you look good and you feel good. Well, I mean, you don't feel good,
No, I don't feel good at all, but
but you're
I
not
just
like terrible.
feel awful.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just
And you
tired.
are you starting to get that taste in your mouth?
Yep, that started like last night. My food kind of tasted like a little off,
Mhm.
but not bad.
Mhm.
It was almost like when I got COVID the first time, how I just couldn't really taste very good.
Mhm.
It was kind of like that last night, but this morning I woke up and I was like, "Oh my God." I was like, this is just awful."
Yeah.
So I got up and I have been doing a Baja Gold salt and baking soda mouthwash just to try to prevent any mouth sores. And that actually seemed to help the metallic taste too.
Did it
So
really?
I was like, I'll be doing this all the time if it
Yeah.
helps. I mean, it didn't last. I mean, it lasted like a couple of hours. So I was like, yep, I'll be doing this and just
Yeah, if I'd had anything to help it, I would have been just swishling that 24/7
all the time.
all the time. That would have been my new best friend. Yeah.
So yeah, I didn't really eat last night. I had a couple of graham crackers and like I took one bite of chicken and I was like, this is disgusting. And I wasn't really hungry anyway, but I was just trying to make myself like get something good in my body. But this morning my husband got up and made like latkes because we had some leftover mashed potatoes. So those were pretty good.
That's nice.
So I
And clean.
got
That's
my
good.
best. If anybody is out there cold capping or gloving or whatever, buy a heated blanket throw. Like
Take with you.
that was my best friend yesterday. I took my heating pad too, but the chairs were warm, so I didn't use that.
Mhm.
But I did want that heating blanket on about 20 minutes after I put my cold cap on. I was like, nope, like I'm cold. So it definitely made it more tolerable. And I know I would have been asking the nurses every 10 minutes for a new heated blanket. So I was like, just a new one out of the refrigerator thing. So I was
Mhm.
like, I'm just going to buy one of these and do that. And I'm so glad that I did.
Yeah, that's good. Well, I'm happy that everything so far is okay. And I hope that you don't lose your hair. I hope that
Me
it.
too. I mean, success is to keep 50%.
Mhm.
So I figured if I can keep 50%, I can go in and put some extensions in after I'm done. There's the like, what is it called? The integrated hair system now that you can get that's like a mesh thing. So
Mhm.
there's a lot of different things. So if I can keep half of it, I'll be able to do that.
Yeah.
So that's really kind of what my goal is. Of course, I would love for more to stay.
Mhm.
Um,
Now, I
the
did
cold
have a
capping works.
question before I forget because I forget everything, but with the PET scan, right? And that new lymph node that kind of showed up. Did they say why they didn't do a PET scan before? Because this was your first PET scan, wasn't it?
This was my first PET scan. It's because I went from what they believed was stage 1 to being either stage 2B or 3. So at a stage one, there's absolutely no reason for somebody to have a PET scan because they think it's a localized tumor. They don't believe it's in any lymph nodes because nothing showed up on my MRI or my ultrasound.
Okay.
So they were very confident that I only had a 1 centimeter tumor.
Hmm.
And then when I had my mastectomy, they got in and they're like, oh, it's a 3 centimeter tumor. It is in a lymph node.
Hmm.
That made it, wherever it was automatically stage 2B at that point.
Now, when
Um,
did you do, sorry, go ahead.
so then the PET scan showed the other lymph node, which would make it a stage 3, but I am choosing to not get that officially a diagnosis because it's like, why? Like, it
Yeah.
really doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
what is the point even of the staging, really?
That's what I even said to her. I was like, I know it doesn't really matter, but
Yeah. Because I,
what does this change is really the biggest thing. It's like, does this
yeah.
change anything for me or my treatment?
Mhm. Yeah, because I was stage 2B because
Mm-mm.
it was in a sentinel node, which is still like in the breast. I don't know what
Yeah.
they consider that, but and the size of it, I think, is what made it two. I don't
Mm-hmm.
know. Maybe the B made it two. I don't know. But anyway, I was a size. I was a stage 2B. So, um, but when did you have your first breast MRI?
So my first, if I can remember right, everything moved pretty quickly at first. So I believe it was like the second week in December
Okay.
because everything kind of started happening in the middle of November, just like with my very initial, like me finding it, first doctor's appointment,
Yeah.
ultrasound. And then the MRI took a little bit longer because it was Thanksgiving. So
Mhm.
I had to, it might have been the first week in December actually
Okay.
when I had my MRI.
I'm
So
just
yeah,
wondering
a
how.
lot changed very quickly.
Yeah, I just want people to know, like, that's why if you feel something, you need to go get it checked out immediately. I know that as women, especially, not that men can't get breast cancer, but most of the time it's women. As women, we're mothers, we're busy most of the time, and I think we put a lot on our shoulders and we just kind of power through and I don't like going to the doctor. People don't like going to the doctor and you kind of put things off. But that just shows you if you had your MRI, your breast MRI at the beginning of December and it was only localized in a 1 centimeter, by the time she had her mastectomy, which was the end of February.
February 7th.
Oh, the
So
beginning of
2 months.
2 months. In 2 months, it tripled in size and it spread, we know, to at least for sure the one lymph node under her arm. So that's how quickly stuff like this can happen, especially with she and I, we both had grade 3 tumors. They're very aggressive, and that's kind of what happens. So,
That's what I was going to say. That grade is really important, I think, to pay attention to on how quickly the providers are moving to get you treatment.
mhm,
Um, Obviously, I had to deal with a lot of holidays, which is what really prolonged my treatment, I believe. But I really wish I could have gotten a little bit sooner. So I just want people out there advocate for yourself. Like push to get in, push to get things done because I mean, they really just have schedulers working for them. Yes, they try to get you in as quickly as possible, but I never think that it hurts to stand up for yourself just a little bit more
yeah,
because they're not you. They don't have to live your life. They're very kind people and they're doing their job, but I mean, it's their job, it's not their life.
yeah, it's not their life. And you did everything quickly. She found her tumor, what you said, November 7th, went to the doctor.
Right, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Went to the doctor on the 14th.
Hmm.
So a week later, she immediately went, I mean, got diagnosed the end of November. So all of that was really quick. I mean, there was nothing that Amanda could have done any differently, but
No.
just the fact that it was, the holidays and the way that everything worked. But I just wanted to kind of make people understand that that's how quickly things can change, to make sure.
Yeah, because I mean, honestly, a lot of research and everything I've done, if you have like, I mean, I'm not giving any advice here, please. Like,
Right.
but if it is a grade 1 tumor, it's like it could take a really long time to spread,
Hmm.
or grow or anything. But as soon as that starts moving up, it changes things a lot.
Hmm. Yeah. So if you feel something, go to the doctor. If you don't like going to the doctors, you think everything's fine, you think you're busy, it doesn't matter. Just go get it checked out and make sure that your doctor also listens to you because I know that a lot of times now, as breast cancer is getting more and more prevalent, or cancer in general is getting more and more prevalent, a lot of times they want to kind of push off women that are young or seemingly healthy and they think that everything's okay, but make sure that they listen to you and do a thorough job making sure that you're
Yeah,
okay.
I'm sorry.
No.
But I would say, like, if they're not listening to you, find a new doctor.
Yes. Find a new doctor. It doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt to do to test something just to make sure that you're actually okay.
Right. I mean, I would say and my doctor's kind of she's kind of funny. She's kind of right there in the middle for me. Like she's super smart,
Mhm.
very intelligent, and I have a lot of questions and she will pull up studies in front of me
Mhm.
on the computer and show me like this is why you don't want to do that or this is why this does work
Mhm.
because that's just how my brain works because I do my own research and then I go in and then I start talking. And some of the things she's like, yeah, absolutely do that. And then like my vitamin regimen that I was on, she's like, you really need to stop taking these few vitamins because they can inhibit the chemo response. And I'm like, cool, won't take that. If I'm
Yeah.
already going down this pathway, I don't want it to not work.
Mhm.
Um, so yeah, find somebody that listens to you and will talk to you and really just get to the bottom of things. My surgeons, absolutely wonderful too.
Mhm.
Um, very easy to talk to.
Yeah.
But I already knew immediately if I went into one of those doctor's offices that I didn't feel like they were listening. That was the last time I was going to be there.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
were you going to show anybody anything that you took with you? I don't remember what I took. Like I said, I think I took like some word finder little puzzles. I played on my phone a lot. I took socks and like a blanket. And
So
I
I'll
lost.
just make a little video that we can attach to the end of this to make it a
Okay.
little bit easier.
Okay.
But yeah, I think that'll be the easiest because I have several things that I took that I feel like were really helpful. Um, but yeah. But this right here, a glass water bottle, I will say, since this metallic taste is in my mouth, has been amazing. I typically carry around like a metal, stainless steel water bottle and drink out of it. That like I took one sip out of it and I was like, this just exacerbated the whole
Yeah.
metal situation in my mouth.
Mhm.
So the glass with some electrolytes in it definitely make it easier to drink
See, I
because
can't.
water I was so upset about it when I woke up and I was like, oh my God, I have to drink water. Like I
Yeah.
need to flush my body and it tastes terrible.
I can't drink out of metal water
Mm-mm.
bottles anyway. The thought of it, I have a real hard time with metal utensils and they scrape and
Oh
they
yeah.
make a noise that I don't like. And the thought of it makes me pretty sick. I just can't. And then there would be no way with that metallic taste that you would get that I'd be able to drink out of it during
No,
chemo.
but I got the glass water bottle tip from somebody on TikTok and I was like, okay, they're right.
They're right.
They were right. And then I found some good, like healthier electrolyte packets to put in there that didn't have like a lot of sugar or anything in it, but it
Mhm.
still flavors the water, so it's not bad.
Okay.
So definitely this is a win for sure.
Cool. Cool, 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 cool. We can link that too. Okay. Well, I guess that's what we're going to talk about today.
Yeah.
Sounds good. And then I'll put something at the end that we usually do for the boob tube.
Yep. And I'll send you my chemo bag video.
Okay. And next time I'll look a little more presentable. It was a rough day.
I probably won't next time. It'll probably just continue to go downhill.
Where if someone watched this video and someone had to guess like who went through chemo 2 days ago, they'd be like, that one, that's her.
Stop. You're crazy.
It was just a rough day, everybody. That's all. Amanda looks all professional, like she's gonna go off to like her very fancy like luncheon or I don't know.
We don't have on a tank top and a button up to throw over
But
it
look
for.
how it does. It looks like you need to be like out in like what is that place in LA where you go have lunch? The Grove. That's where Amanda's going later.
I would like some good lunch.
Right? Like you need to be on like Real Housewives, like having lunch, and I'm the gardener.
You've lost
There
your
we
mind.
are. Do what?
I said, you've lost your mind. I don't
I
think you look like the gardener.
don't know. Something like that.
I bet those people make good money,
The
the gardener.
gardeners?
Like, for like really rich people,
Well, I
not
can
just
never be a
any
gardener.
gardener.
I can never be a gardener regardless because I kill everything I plant. Like nothing I plant grows. The only
Really?
thing my lilac bush has done incredible. Oh, and my
Oh,
peony. They've been
I
coming
don't
back
even know
every
if you
year
can
too.
kill those.
Do what?
I said, I don't think you can kill lilac bushes.
Well, obviously not, because I planted one and they grew. And my peonies have done really well. Everything else that I've planted just been like, nope, it's
Aw,
not having it. And my grandmother, she was able to plant. My papa had an amazing garden. It didn't come to me.
I loved having a garden. It's too cold up here on the mountain where we live now.
Oh, I bet.
I've been thinking about doing like a little greenhouse just to do a few things, but I've always had a garden until we moved up from Denver. But
Mhm.
it's just I tried to grow some cucumbers and tomatoes just on the porch in pots, and it still just got too cold at night and they didn't do very good, but I do okay with like inside stuff. But it's not the same. Cool.
We'll
All
keep
right.
you updated too. Amanda's gonna kind of keep everyone updated to see how she's feeling the next few days, and she's gonna document all of it. Unlike,
Yeah, I'm gonna put a little video together for that too, because honestly, my first 2 days were pretty darn good. Like I came home, I worked out again
yeah,
yesterday.
she worked out. You think I
Um,
worked out? No.
so here's my reason why. It's not because I felt great. Like
Mhm.
I promise that it was not like I came home after chemo. I could feel like the tiredness kind of creeping up. I think I told you that. I was like, I just feel tired.
Mhm.
But I was like, I have to go do this because the research has now come out saying that if you do 90 minutes of cardio a week at your set heart rate that they give you, you have to go get this like tested by a physical therapist.
Mhm.
So mine is like 130 to 145. If I can stay in that zone for 90 minutes a week, it helps protect my heart muscle from the anti-HER2 treatments. So
Oh.
I'm pretty passionate about that because it damaged my mom's heart.
Mhm.
So I'm like, I don't have time for that. So I'm like, I have to get that in. So I'm not getting in when I wanted to, but I figured some's better than none.
Mhm.
And so, yeah, I was only able to do 15 minutes yesterday, or the day before I could do 30.
Mhm.
Today I'm going to do zero.
Yeah.
Because I also don't want to like exhaust my body any more than
Yeah.
what it already is. So I think
Well,
I just gotta watch my body and be careful with it.
I didn't know about that research. I just came home and just laid down and watched Friends and
I
played.
don't even know if it was out there then. Like honestly, like I don't know that the research was.
I was like, how about I lay here like a dead fish and just hopefully not feel bad from all of this?
It's kind of
And
weird. Like I can't even like focus on a TV show though. Like I've tried to put stuff on and it's like
well, okay.
nothing.
So I watched Friends and I watched The Office, like my go-tos, that I like to watch and Frasier.
Yeah.
Um, but then that's when I got Oliver that video game, Hollow Knight.
Oh yes.
And y'all want to know what I did? That's all I did was play that video game. And that was a good distraction because I'm competitive and it's like a really cool, beautiful game. And I was just like immersed in this world that wasn't the world that I was physically in. And
I mean that's cool that you could do that though.
yeah, it gave me a challenge mentally and hand-eye coordinationally. And that's what I did. But other than that, I didn't do anything physical.
We'll see how it goes. I've tried reading, I've tried watching TV,
Oh, I
I
certainly
just I
read.
just can't like be present with it for whatever reason. I'm just
Yeah.
kind of
Well, and it
out there.
also makes you real foggy.
I am very foggy
The
today.
treatments make you real foggy and just kind of like it's just really how my brain is all the time anyway. It's just almost hard to function. It's hard to focus on anything. It's hard to get stuff done. And chemo kind of, I don't know, that's times like thousands of how is how I felt when I was going through it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I go down rabbit holes. I know this is like probably like an ADHD thing, but I just start going down rabbit holes like on the internet with stuff. So I can get into doing that. Like,
Okay.
it is probably not good for me though.
No.
Because I'm like, ooh. I mean, it's not necessarily about cancer. It can be about anything, but
Yeah, well, you enjoy reading. Who would do that?
I can read.
I know. My family likes to read too, not so much me. I don't know. I want to watch it on TV.
I don't know. I don't read a whole lot, but I've read one book so far. I'm starting another one.
Really?
But you know how I
Maybe
was like,
get
I'm going to
forced
write
to
all these
read.
papers. I haven't done that. I've wrote one paper. I've written one paper.
So, you know Nate Bargatze?
I love him so much.
He's my favorite comedian. When he did that skit about, he was talking about reading, and he was like, every page is just so many words. It's like,
So many words.
let me get my head above water. That's exactly how I feel when I'm reading a book. It's just like, man,
Like
that's
it's
a
too
lot of
much.
words.
Yeah. He's hilarious.
He's
So
hilarious.
he's great.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
Okay. I love
till
you.
next time. I love you too.
Let me know how you're feeling.
I will.
Okay.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
Hi, it's my first time getting chemo. I'm a little nervous. Hoping it won't be that bad. What? Cancer ain't got nothing on me. Okay, please just be careful in there. What's that? Oh, sorry. That was nothing. That was nothing. Oh, seriously? Yeah, my bad. My bad. What are you doing? That's just my stomach lining. Sorry. Yeah, all this has to go. Why? Watch this. Watch this. Oh my god. Oh my god. Sorry, I swear. I swear it's necessary. Well, that's just rude, so whatever. What's that over there? Yeah, those are my intestines. Dude, this looks like an awesome place to party. Why? That doesn't make any sense. All right, well, yeah, this sucks. I think our work here is done. Good job, boys.
Hey there. So I'm going to share with you guys what I took to my very first chemo treatment this last week, which was 3 days ago. So first I took a heated blanket. I am doing cold capping with the Paxman system. Um, and I'm also cold gloving and using cold booties during one of my chemo treatments. So that was the second thing that I took were my chemo booties. I have the Susie pads, which I got on Amazon for my feet and my hands. I got some refills as well because I wasn't sure how long I was going to have to wear them. It's different for everybody. Mine is just for 1 hour, thank goodness. So moving forward, they're just going to keep my gloves there and then I don't have to pack a cooler anymore, which is great. I also took some snacks, different varieties because they have some snacks there, but not really a lot of stuff that I like to eat. So I took snacks. I took some fuzzy socks to put on after I finish cold gloving or cold booting. And then a long phone charger because your outlet might be not very convenient. So this next time I'm actually going to take a little like extension cord or like a power bank or whatever you want to call it, just so I can plug everything into it because there was only one free outlet next to me, so I needed more. Lidocaine. This was absolutely amazing. I put it on my port site. I covered it with saran wrap before I went and left it on. It was on there probably about an hour. I felt zero things when they accessed my port. So I will keep doing that for sure. Lots of different candies and lozenges. So immediately my mouth started tasting terrible just because of everything that was flushing in through my port. So I have Jolly Ranchers. I have the Gin which are supposed to be good for nausea as well. What else do I have? I have some Lemonheads in here. Just different hard candies, some mints, just whatever your flavor is. But I've heard the Jolly Ranchers actually work the best, so that's why I got those. And then just chapsticks, lotions. You get really dry. If you're cold capping, I took some gauze pads and I put them in over my ears just to have a little bit of padding there because it does get kind of tight around your ears and it doesn't feel that great. I also took my earbuds and Netflix shows so I could have some entertainment. What else? I did take a book. I took my work computer just in case I wanted to do that. But honestly, everything went by pretty quickly. So I just watched a couple of shows, read a little bit, and my husband was there. So we just talked and ordered DoorDash and had lunch together. So that wasn't too terrible. But I did get this little, I thought it was kind of cool. It's a flight flap. So this is for an airplane to stick in the back of the seat so you can put your phone or tablet there, but it also works on the table too. So I thought that was really handy for my phone because while I am cold gloving, I can't really touch anything or work anything. Another thing is I have this cute little pill case. So before the days up before chemo, you have to take a lot of medications. You have to take steroids, Claritin for the bone pain from the Neulasta shot, several different things. So this has helped me keep everything organized and it's cute. And this glass water bottle, amazing. I saw somebody else put this on TikTok and I love it. I got this off Amazon though. I will link all of these things for you guys, but not having that metally taste of the stainless lined cups really helps with some electrolytes in it. So I will also link the electrolytes that I'm using. They're a little bit healthier than a lot of the ones you can just go get at the store. So I did order those. What else? I took a heating pad, but I did not need it. My seat was warm, like you could control how warm it was. So I didn't need that. I was worried I would need it like on my back just from sitting for a long time, but the chair did the job, so I won't be taking that next time. And what did I wear? So I just wore some like sweats, some joggers. You want to be warm. It's really cold in that room. So I took some sweat joggers. I wore like a wool pullover thing with a tank top under it so they could get to my port. And then I wore these little booties. So these felt really good to put on after I was doing the cold gloving and the cold feet, which was very unpleasant. But hopefully it works and it's helpful. I think that's all for now. I will share anything else that I learned.